Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. Here's our recap and review of the third episode of Disney Plus's The Mandalorian. The second episode picks up with Mando walking through a rock valley with the bounty, currently named Baby Yoda. He gets jumped by bounty hunters, and although he gets some minor injuries, he is able to fend them off. Mando is then seen camped out in the open, attempting to fix his arm, and we see his new little companion trying to walk over to help heal him. Mando then picks him up not once, but twice, and returns him to his carrier. They make their way back to find Mando's ship being ransacked by red-eyed Jawas. He opens fire on them, disintegrating a few before they try to make their escape. Mando goes in pursuit of their caravan, but is ultimately stunned and falls off. He then inspects his ship and finds it to be almost completely stripped of parts. He and Baby Yoda then travel to Kuil, who suggests that he trades with the Jawas to get his parts back, all while Baby Yoda eats a frog. They travel to the Jawas, and as Mando has nothing to trade with them, they suggest he get them an egg. Mando heads off to get the mysterious egg, which happens to be protected by a mud horn. The beast introduces Mando to his horn, and, well, mud. Just before he's about to be finished, he is saved by none other than Baby Yoda. Mando is then able to finish off the beast, and they return the egg to the Jawas, who then eat it as if it's a Cadbury cream egg at Easter. Mando gets the parts and they put them back into his ship, enabling Mando and Baby Yoda to leave the planet. The episode ends here. The third episode picks up right where we left off. Mando is on the ship heading back to deliver the bounty. Baby Yoda is seen trying to play with parts of the ship. They arrive back on the planet where he delivers the bounty to the client. Mando is paid handsomely in BESKAR and takes it back to the Mandalorian clan. One of the Mandalorians expresses his disdain for Mando's work with the Empire Associates and picks a fight with him. They draw what looks like vibroblades and the fight ends. Mando then has his new armor fashioned along with whistling birds. He goes to get another bounty from Greef, and as he gets ready to take off, he changes his mind to go back for Baby Yoda. He leads an assault on the clients, where he takes out several stormtrooper wannabes. He finds Baby Yoda and spares Dr. Pershing. Leaving the compound, the bounty trackers are re-enabled. Just before they get to his ship, he is surrounded by Greef and many bounty hunters. Instead of turning the child in, Mando tries to fight his way through. He is eventually outnumbered, but the Mandalorian clan comes in and saves him. He then takes Baby Yoda to the ship, shoots Greef, who ends up unharmed, and then takes off. So what we like or didn't like about the episode? Well, I personally think Baby Yoda was the star of the episode again. When he was playing with Mando's ship, it was so cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the reason kind of why I think he steps back from his ship and goes back to go get him.
Oh, totally. He's like remembering his time with Baby Yoda, which is like super cute.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely didn't like when he gave up Baby Yoda to the client. The way the Baby Yoda like looked at him was so sad, and then they just took him away.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of think for a second that he's not gonna go back for him.
Yeah, well, he mentions that he's like, "What are you gonna do with him?" And he's like, "They're like, yeah, no, you can't ask. That's not the guild code." So then he takes his BESKAR, and I think he tries to kind of like
Put
keep
the
himself,
baby out of the mind.
Yeah, he keeps himself busy. I think he's like, "Oh, I'll go make my new suit. You know, I'm gonna fly out and do a new bounty." And then he realizes he can't avoid what he's feeling, which is that he loves Baby Yoda.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that there's some sort of relationship there, because he asks Greef about what they're gonna do with the child too, and he says the same thing that the client said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Greef doesn't care. He's got his BESKAR too for setting up the bounty
Mm-hmm.
deal. Yeah, and he gives a nod to the New Republic where he basically says, "Why don't you go get them to sort it out?" So it doesn't sound like the New Republic post Empire has their shit together, for less of a better word.
So he goes and gets his new armor, which is pretty cool. We see him outfitted with all this beautiful BESKAR steel armor.
Yeah, there's one piece, like it seems like he has that one knee pad or leg pad that's not completely BESKAR, but everything else is. So
And then he gets into a fight with that other Mandalorian where they use the vibro blades, it looks like.
That's huge. Use the vibro blades. For anyone who's played Knights of the Republic, they use vibro blades in there, and they're good against lightsabers, and we actually see the blades vibrating, which was really cool. So I'm a huge fan of that. That was really cool to see. And it's also kind of cool to see, you know, the Mandalorian tribe and how they're interacting, how they only go up one at a time, like they can't be seen. It's kind of like they're trying to stay in hiding.
They absolutely are. They're secret. Because then at the end of the episode, they say now that they've all revealed themselves, they have to go into hiding somewhere else.
Yeah.
So they're definitely hiding after the Great Purge or whatever.
Yeah. And so I'm also wondering where exactly they're all going to move to. And if it's going to all play a part, like are all the Mandalorians going to go with Mando? And are they going to, you know, have to defend against all these bounty hunters and people coming after them? Or what's going to happen there? It's a pretty cool dynamic right now to see especially when you got to see all the Mandalorians come in and they're all fighting. They're on their jetpacks. They have their guns.
Yeah, the jetpacks are really cool.
You know, the whistling birds.
Yeah, the whistling birds, those were cool too. The whole like Mando rescuing Baby Yoda was just made me so happy.
He takes out those fake stormtroopers like nothing. Again, I'm really excited that he used his flamethrower on a stormtrooper. I think that's so un-Disney-like, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, also when he was just disintegrating all of the bounty hunters, I was like, all right.
Yeah, and I think it also gives kind of more insight to that gun because, you know, we see him use it against the Jawas, and we're like, wow, that's crazy. But even Greef is like, yo, that's a pretty neat gun. Like it must be not something that a lot of these bounty hunters see. And I mean, I feel like we've never seen something like that in Star Wars. So yeah, I'm loving that gun.
I also really liked that we got a bit more insight into Mando's life before through his flashbacks. It seems like his parents sacrificed themselves to keep him safe during whatever that attack was, whether it was the Great Purge or whatever that was. So it makes me assume that he's an orphan of some sort. Whether or not we already knew that for sure, I'm not sure. But I thought that was pretty neat to get more insight and just to give the character a bit more depth.
Yeah, I think it also gives an insight too. We see the battle droid, which is a separatist droid stepping in. And yeah, that's kind of where it ends, where it goes back to his armor. So I think that as the story progresses, we're going to get more flashbacks. It seems like we're only getting them when the Beskar is being made, which is kind of an interesting thing. So it's like maybe when he gets more of his Beskar, you know, and he finishes off his suit, we're going to kind of see what happened there. Because I think that droid opens up the thing is obviously if that is Mando in these flashbacks, which I'm assuming it is, that he doesn't die because he's here.
No.
So what happens to that droid?
But I also wonder how many more like steel making scenes we're gonna get now that the clan is moving around, you know?
I feel like there is more of a dynamic between Greef and Mando. I bet you the flashback's gonna show maybe Greef come out and save him, and so it's kind of like Greef's kind of like his unofficial father. Maybe we get to see more of a background because there's a lot of times where we see Greef like, you know, he doesn't shoot Mando, he shoots the droid that he's trying to get away with. You know, he doesn't want to shoot him. He's taking every opportunity not to shoot him. And so Mando is kind of like, you know, I got to protect Baby Yoda, so he shoots him without hesitation. But luckily, you know, Greef has his little bricks inside of his pocket there, so he's okay.
Yeah, that was definitely lucky. Yeah, I mean, I think your theory could certainly be true, but I mean, he also probably doesn't want to shoot his best bounty hunter because when Mando brings him his bounty, he also gets paid, right? So
yeah, and I'm wondering how that's gonna play out. I really like Greef. Well, I like Carl Weathers, so obviously I'm gonna like Greef. So I hope that he has a bigger part to play. I'm kind of hoping that he's not going to be the rival of Mando, but I somehow feel like he's going to have to go after him. So I don't, that'll be an interesting thing to see unfold.
Yeah, I mean, the client will probably go after him for sure. So I don't think that's the end we've seen of that character either.
Or Dr. Pershing.
No.
So I actually feel like Dr. Pershing wants to save Baby Yoda. You know, I feel like he's trying all his power to make sure Baby Yoda stays alive. We even see that in the first episode when he's like, no, we want him alive. So yeah, I think that he's
probably morally good.
Yeah, he's a morally good character. I don't think Werner Herzog's character, the client, I don't think he's already showed that he's not very good. He's just like, take your money, whatever. We want this thing dead. We don't even really know why everyone wants Baby Yoda dead.
No.
Or we don't know why Dr. Pershing wants Baby Yoda. Like we see kind of like that interrogation droid coming up to him, which I'm assuming that's not something that's bad that's going to happen to Baby Yoda. But yeah, I'm hoping that we find more of the story in the next time. We have 5 more episodes, so
yeah,
we have quite a bit of time. I feel like this one had a little more plot happen than the last episode.
In terms of ratings for this episode, I think I'll give it an 8.5. I think that the plot moved forward nicely, and we definitely got some more insight into our characters, and we got more depth with Mando's backstory and also his like genuine concern for the baby. I think that the episodes will continue to get better, so I don't want to give it too high of a rating too early on, so I'm going to stick with my 8.5.
Myself, I'm actually going to give this one a 9. It's the general pace of the whole episode was very good. And yeah, we get to see insight into the Mandalorian clans. We got to see vibro blades. We get to see Mando disintegrate someone with his flamethrower. I mean, yeah, the episode had everything I want. The Mandalorians coming in to save the day. 9. Yeah, 9 for me.
And there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. What did you think of episode 3 of The Mandalorian? Let me know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. I hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.